confirm if we in a relationship or not? Because the rumors are talking, maybe.
Rumors say a lot of things.
It had all the makings of a silver screen romance. Common, the smooth-voiced poet of hip-hop, every word dipped in quiet charm. Beside him, Jennifer Hudson, the vocal powerhouse who's carried both triumphs and wounds with an elegance that doesn't waver. We remember those courtside snapshots at NBA games, his hand resting just close enough to haze the spark whispers, her laughter cutting to the crowd like it belonged to another world entirely. On her own talk show, Jennifer tossed him a playful question about his love life. He didn't just sidestep it, he turned it into a performance. With the cadence of a man reciting an ode disguised as a resume, he ran through her achievements until the audience itself was blushing for her. Flowers in hand, a kiss on the cheek, all wrapped in the warm glow of daytime TV.
You know, everybody want to know, so I had to.
Yeah.
Miss Hudson had to get into that thing.
We keep it private, but I want to acknowledge how wonderful she is, how great she is, so that's good.
Yeah.
It read as authentic, safe, the kind of connection you root for. But when the lights went cold, murmurs began to stir. They grew sharper in Chicago's quiet corners, where sources claim Common has been slipping into discreet late-night meetups that never make it onto any official calendar. A dinner tucked away here, a behind-closed-doors gathering there. Slowly, the glossy picture of Jennifer's perfect romance began to splinter for a woman whose personal history is etched with public heartbreak and private battles. Even the shadow of betrayal would cut deep. Friends, the ones who've seen her guard go up since the slow collapse of her engagement to David Otunga, say she's always scanning for cracks in the facade.
Why hasn't she yet married David, okay? It's been 10 years, and she gave her standard comment by saying...
And now, they believe she's facing something she never thought she'd have to. The possibility that the man who once called her one of the most beautiful people he'd ever met, live on national television, may have been telling two stories at the same time. Enter Tiffany Haddish, smiling for the cameras in a way that's impossible to read. The ex who once called her relationship with Common the healthiest she'd ever had is suddenly dropping cryptic messages to her millions of followers. One in particular lit up timelines, an Instagram story that read, "Karma has front row seats to the show." No tags, no names, but the timing, just as the rumors about Common's midnight wandering began to seep out, made it feel like a direct hit. Tiffany has hinted before that Common's romantic resume tells it.
I wish him nothing but joy and happiness, you know. He will always be cool.
Its own tale. She's even likened him to a bee, floating from bloom to bloom, rarely staying too long. Now, with Jennifer potentially finding herself in the same pattern, Tiffany's slyest sides of the public wondering if she's quietly savoring a moment of poetic payback. It played out like the kind of romance you only see in glossy movie montages. Common, the calm, magnetic lyricist whose voice carries like velvet over concrete. Jennifer Hudson, a storm-forged vocalist who's worn her victories and her scars with the same unshakable
I'll tell you
poise.
this, I don't do music, love, family, God, any acting. I don't do any of those half-heartedly.
The images are still burned into memory, courtside at NBA games, his hand lingering just near Hayes, her laugh ringing out above the roar of the arena as if she were the only one in the room. When Jennifer, on her talk show, teased him about his relationship status, he didn't just dodge the question, he choreographed his way around it. With the precision of a poet reading a love letter in disguise, he recited her achievements until the crowd turned into a chorus of gasps and giggles. The flowers, the kiss on the cheek, the soft golden haze of daytime TV. It all felt sincere. Solid, safe, but once the stage lights dimmed, the air shifted. Whispers crept through Chicago's late-night veins.
When things got tough and it's time to work through stuff, I wasn't willing to work through it, and I would make excuses like, oh man.
Where insiders claim Common has been spotted at quiet, after-hours rendezvous that never make it to press releases. A discreet dinner here, a closed-off gathering there. Slowly, the fairy tale frame around Jennifer's romance began to warp. For a woman whose life has been marked by public heartbreak and private wars, even the faint outline of betrayal carries weight. Those close to her, friends who've seen her navigate the slow unraveling of her engagement to David Otunga, say she moved through love with her guard always half-raised. Now, they suggest, She may be confronting something she never thought possible, that a man who once called her one of the most beautiful souls he'd ever met might have been scripting a second storyline in the shadows. And then Tiffany Haddish steps back into the spotlight. The ex who once hailed her time with Common as the healthiest romance she'd known is now sending out cryptic breadcrumbs to millions online. One post in particular hit hard. Karma has front row seats to the show. No names, no hashtags, just a timestamp suspiciously close to the rumors swirling about Common's nocturnal day tours, comparing him to be drifting from bloom to bloom, never lingering for long. Now, with Jennifer possibly caught in that same orbit,
That's
Tiffany's
the PC answer, but were you angry when you saw his answer?
I was disappointed.